Hello and welcome back to my channel once again. I know it's been a while. I would argue that I have a pretty good reason for that, but then again, I suppose anyone would have a good reason for stop doing what they're doing and well, be doing something else. But in this video here, short video, I will be playing a little bit, just running around doing stuff in, as you can see here, Elite Dangerous Odyssey. But I also try to explain what I have. So basically the reason why I have not streamed or put out videos or anything like that has been because, first of all, I wanted to take my time to try to plan, but also figure out exactly how I wanted the future of my channel to be. I know it sounds very lofty, but when I explain it to you, it will hopefully probably somewhere make sense to you. And the other is that I've had some quite serious disease close to me. Let's get started. So first of all, let me make something very clear that in case you if you don't think it or don't know it, I have not stopped streaming or making videos because I don't like playing, don't like gaming, or don't play games or anything like that. In fact, I would say that the issue is probably the opposite, that I love gaming so much that I have a really hard time stop gaming when I'm not streaming. And I know that some of you have this idea that we are on this journey together, and therefore if I do something off screen, then I'm kind of violating something against you or something like that. I don't know. But I've been playing a lot, flying, space gaming, all of that stuff. What I really wanted to figure out and sort of discuss with myself, and where I think I finally come to a conclusion, is I can certainly stream me flying in planes, and I love doing it, and I will continue doing it. Don't worry about that. You'll still see me fly the Phoenixes, the Tolas, and all of that. But I also come to the realization that I'm not a real world pilot. Well, it's not a really hard realization, right? But my point being, since I'm not a real world pilot, if you want to know how it is to fly a certain plane, well, you can ask me how it is to fly inside the sim, but I can't reference that to anything outside of the sim. I don't fly real world planes. So obviously, at least the way I see it, you would go to someone that actually have that knowledge, that can tell you, oh yeah, listen here, I'm going to tell you how it is. And so I still feel totally that there is a place for me streaming planes and stream flying in Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane and all of that. But it's going to be sort of a hobbyist view on these things because I'm not an expert in that field. I do like playing games, like I said, but I also want my channel to point in a certain direction, if you get what I'm saying. And well, for those of you who are new to my channel, who just found this video because of YouTube algorithm and all that jazz, I have a master in physics and astronomy from the University of Copenhagen. So obviously I know a lot about physics and I know a lot about space. And I also have another channel that's called Mike's Observatory. If you would like to see me make fun of flat earthers and talk more in depth with astrophysics science, then you can head over there. But I wanted my channel here to also have sort of an identity of its own. And the only thing I could think of was to try to bring in my knowledge, just like pilots bring in their knowledge about flying when they are presenting things in sims. I thought, well, maybe I could bring in my knowledge of astronomy by playing space games. So to starters, I'm going to present 3 options that is going to not options, but three kind of content that is going to come on my channel when I have everything planned and boxed and ready to ship. The first is obviously going to be Star Citizen. Now, the only issue with Star Citizen is that we still only have one system. Soon we're going to get 2 systems, but in sort of an exploration viewpoint, it's not really that much. There's a lot of things to be said about Star Citizen because it's really beautiful, but as far as science goes, it's going to be a little bit hard, challenging. But I will still try to bring in my knowledge of astronomy and astrophysics when in Star Citizen. The next is going to be No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky is really, really cool because their surface exploration is really fleshed out. There is a lot of stuff there that you can explore, which makes it a lot of fun. How realistic it is, that's another thing. But it's cool, it's fun. I am still not a fan of the color scheme. They have reduced it a lot. I know that some would make fun of saying, and that's just because of my emotion. I just don't like it, that's all. It reminds me too much of something like Fortnite. In any case, I will be playing No Man's Sky on my channel because it's fun. And finally, as you can see here, we have Elite Dangerous. Now, Elite Dangerous have received a lot of criticisms, a lot of flack. People say that it's miles wide, inches deep, all of that stuff. I don't really care about that. What I care about is that when I sit down and start Elite Dangerous up, that I'm having fun, that I can see some potential there. And it is there. And there's some stuff to be said about Elite Dangerous that makes it really good. And I'm going to show you that during this video, sort of to explain why I've added this as actually the primary game for that kind of content. First of all, it has a true representation, as true as can be, representation of the Milky Way, whereas No Man's Sky, although having different galaxies, they are sort of thought up, right? They're just they're not real. The other thing is that while No Man's Sky do have different kind of stars, they, as far as I remember, don't index them the same way as we do in real astronomy. So for example, we have this OB Girl, Kiss Me, because we have O stars, B stars, A stars, all of that. And that is what they do here in Elite. Now, No Man's Sky, as far as I know, well, let's take Star Citizen. Star Citizen, the only thing you need to do in order to play with me online is to figure out which server I'm on, and the easiest way to do that is to give me a friend request. If you do that, I will suggest that you give me a holler on Discord, because since I'm a member of at least one big org, pretty big, there has been instances where bad guys, you know, filthy pirates, are trying to figure out where we are in order to disrupt our gameplay by befriending one of us and then getting into the same server as us. So I am a little bit cautious about just accepting friend requests here and there. But if you give me a friend request and at the same time just give me a little ping, tell me who you are and all of that, what you call in Star Citizen on Discord, then I'm pretty sure we can figure something else. Even better, be a member of my Discord server, because I'll try to once again post new stuff there. The next thing is No Man's Sky. As far as I know, there's no real way that you can get to play with me in No Man's Sky, but there are the meetup point, and I can't really remember what it's called, the server hub, something like that, hub something. where real players can sort of meet together and accept missions together and all of that. In Elite, and this is what I'm going to show you now, there are two options. One, I am almost always in private group sessions. I know that some people say you should go play open play because that's more realistic and you can meet other players. Yeah, sure, I can meet other players. I can also be completely obliterated by other players. And while some may find that really fun, really engaging and all of that, I don't. I tried it a couple of times and I mean, yeah, no, it was not for me. The two options then, private group sessions or solo play. If I play solo play, well, obviously it's solo, so you can't join me. But in private group sessions, there are two options. One is I can create my own group, my private group, that you can then log on to. I've not done that in a very long time because, like I said, I've not streamed Elite Dangerous. I haven't streamed anything in a very long time, so there's no reason for me to create a group. Since I'm going to be playing this more and also going to be streaming it more, when I want to invite you into my gameplay, I will add you to, I will give you a link to the password and all of that on my Discord channel, and then we can play together. I basically only have one rule. If you shoot at me without provocation or anything like that, or any other player, if you come in there to disrupt gameplay, to destroy ships and all of that, basically, some people call, be a griefer, you're out. And you will never get back again. That's simple. It's that simple. Other than that, I'm open for playing with you guys. The next and probably the more easier solution is if you become member of the Mobius group. And there are two, as far as I know, major servers. There's Eurasia and then there is North America. I think it's called North America. I'm a member of the Eurasia group. I don't know exactly whether these two servers talk together. As far as I know, they don't. So if you want to join me there, then you need to be a member of the Eurasian, not the North American. Other than that, you can watch, you can join me and all of that. Now, there are some questions that you may have, because like I said, I'm doing exploration right now, so how the heck do you find me? How do we find each other? There are some tools that you can use that I want to present to you. So first of all, I am using this tool here that is called Elite Dangerous Discovery, or ED Discovery. I'm not suggesting that you should use this tool because you can't find me via this tool. But what it does is that it uploads my position, the current position that I last were on or am on, to another site that is called EDSM, the star map. And let me show you that quickly. So first of all, you can see here, I am doing this expedition here. So if you want to know sort of where to find me, this expedition here, being a member of that, would be a good start. But what you can do is when you go into the EDSM map here, is that you can look up me. I am called Commander Mike Hansen, as you can also see here. If you find me in here and go to my travel map, you can see my last position. You can see you have 1 out of 1,592. If you go to the last, zoom in, you can get the name here. So Sunurfai JBM C24-12, that's a sector as far as I know. The other option that you have is you can simply go to my flight log, and there you can also see the last one I was at. So if you want to play with me and you sort of wondering, but where the heck do I find him? You can go into the Elite Dangerous star map and find me in here. And because I'm using ED Discovery, that is, like I said, automatically uploading this stuff to the server, my latest position will always be mentioned in here. But again, if you don't even need to be part of the expedition, but if you want to sort of wait for me somewhere, you can also go into the expedition called Eden's, where was it? Gates to Eden. As you can see, I've registered there, and you can go down to the bottom here and you can see that I am currently at the second leg, so North America sector, LCV C2-3 in the North America Nebula. And that is where I'm going to end up as the first part of that waypoint, so you can also meet me there. But this is just to show you that there are some tools that you can use in order to get into, to find me, basically. All right. Other than that, let's get into the game and let me show you why I personally find Elite Dangerous to be a really good tool, I'd say, to showcase astrophysics. So let's jump into the private group session. And the thing is about Mobius, they have a strict no PvP, no non-consensual PvP policy. So the same as on my group that I'm going to make. So you get there to help me out, or you don't get there at all. All right, so welcome aboard my exploration ship, the you know what, it doesn't even have a name right now. As you can see here, it's called the Anaconda. Wow. Yeah. In any case, let me show you what I really like about Elite Dangerous, and then finally I'm going to see if I can find the final part of the puzzle. I need one scan more of a certain thing in order to fulfill it. But let me show you the galaxy map. So as you can see here, I have plotted a route to the North America Nebula. Let me see if we can find it. It's out here somewhere. It should be here. Here. There we have the North American Nebula. It's going to be where we end this part of the sector. And there's 99 sectors, so there's really enough options for you to find me along this route. But one of the really cool things about Elite Dangerous is that we have this incredible cool map here of the entire galaxy, the entire Milky Way, with even the big enormous black hole in Sagittarius A, the enormous black hole, super black hole in the middle, to all of these stars. And if you zoom in just at a random point, you will get a bunch of stars. And one of the really cool things about Elite Dangerous, you have all of these star types here. Now, as you can see, I've removed some L-types, T-types, Y-types, protostars, carbon stars, Wolf-Rayet stars, white dwarfs, non-sequence stars. And the reason why I've done that, as you can also see if you're going to follow me along this trip, is that in order to keep your fuel up, you can do something called fuel scooping. Basically, you are siphoning material from a star to use as fuel in your engines. And the type of stars that I know are scoopable stars are these type of stars here. You can also see what I told you about: O-types, B-types, A-types, F-types, G-types, K-types, and M-types. O, B, A, fine girl, kiss me. Some also have the N-type, they call kiss me now, but that's not part of here. Protostars, Y-type stars, T-type, T-Taurus, T-Taurus stars, they are all protostars. They're pretty cool, but we can't siphon them, and I don't want to end up somewhere stupid just to show something really cool. Unless we can do it, if you can find something nearby that we're going to look at, it's okay. But yeah, I'm sure you get the point. Other than that, there's a lot of stuff that we can do here. I'll also dabbled in a little bit with power play that we are going to talk about later on, possibly first when we have finished this expedition here. There's a Targoid War that you can be part of. I have not done that because I am really bad at fighting. So, and we have trade routes. I mean, there's really a lot of stuff that you can do in here, and that is what I find to be so freaking cool about this game. We don't have any active missions, obviously, because, I mean, this realistic mode, but unfortunately in realistic mode we don't change, we don't reduce the number of stars. And one of the things you can do is that you can apply this filter to the route, and that means that it will give you a route that only consists of these stars, so I know that I can always scoop stars. But this is one of the really cool things I think there is to use this particular game for, is because they try to keep the content as close to the real. As far as I know, they've used actual scientific data to build up all of this with respect to stars and all of that. Now, obviously, I'm pretty sure you can figure that out on your own, but just to mention it, as far as I know, we are. Oh yeah, that's right. We need to do it like this. We are we are living somewhere down here. I cannot remember whether it's here. I think it's somewhere around here. Sol is. So obviously, you can pretty much figure out that we can't see anything beyond the balls here. So basically, all of the stuff that is in the galaxy back here, we have no real way to observe it. You can even see the two satellite galaxies that we have, the Little and Big Magellanic Skies that are out here. I am very confident that we can reach them easily because there's no stars in between that we can use. I'm not sure about that. I haven't tried. I've seemed to have heard someone actually visited it, but yeah. That's the galaxy map, and right now we are doing a route. Let me just show you if I can find it. I'm pretty sure I found the route. Oh yeah, 3D map here. Alright, let me show you here. If I'm not mistaken, the line that you can see here, the white line, that is the route that we are going to do. So all of these blinking nodes here, they're waypoints. This route here might be a little bit hard to do, and I'm pretty sure that all of these routes, the lines that you can see here, are the particular ways that people have actually used to get there. But the white line here is what most people have done, and that is basically a route all the way around the entire Milky Way. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me show you the other part of Elite Dangerous that I find to be really cool. So we have this map here, but we also have this map here, and this map here is, oh yeah, it lost some of my some of the because there's some of the planets that I haven't scanned yet. But right now we are positioned here on this planet here. First footfall by this line. Really cool. But what we're doing here is we're trying to find these bacterium here, the Asius bacteria. And let me show you how we do that. But it was just to show you. You have the stars here, so you can see we have, this is a, where does it say? Let's see, target focus, at bookmark set, others. Yeah, a G-class star, a white, yellow main sequence, so basically roughly the sun. And down here we have a M-class star, the red stars that form from main sequence stars. So, two different kind of stars. This is smaller, the mass is low, so yeah. And that's one of the cool things that I can tell you a lot about how stars how to work and how to form and all of that. And although the graphics is not entirely as nice as it is in Star Citizen, it's definitely it's doable. So we're out here on the farthest planet here, big ways out from the main star, this one here, and let's see if we can find that bacterium. And while we do that, I will also be telling you a little bit about what I think partly the issue with the way that Elite is doing all of this stuff with exploration, and my suggestions to how they could really improve it. The first thing I think we need to do is to take off and then land a place where we can see a little bit more of the no, doesn't matter, because I think we're good here. Let's go around, walk around, and see if we can find what we're looking for. All right, so we are now outside. And let me start by saying that, in my opinion, the basic way that you explore in Elite Dangerous is okay. It's really, really cool. And also, I really don't know whether the sun is setting or it's rising. So let me tell you about how you explore in ground exploration in Elite Dangerous, and then later on I'm going to show you the space exploration. So basically we have this genetic sampler tool here. You have two options. You can sample by pointing at something that you can sample. As you can see, I have sampled something, let's see if I can find it, this way here. So we have something that is 115 meters and 1.45 kilometers. So let's go in that direction, because I know that we have something there. So first of all, I would like to say that the basic way of doing ground exploration in Elite is really, really well made, in my opinion. And that is why I don't really follow that inches, miles wide, inches deep idea. Because as I see it, it's just a matter of perspective. I know that some people probably would want a really challenging gameplay where you can twist and turn all kind of different knobs in order to get a lot of stuff to do. And I will admit that the exploration gameplay in itself, sort of the different
Dangerously low temperature detected.
Okay. The different things that you can do is rather limited. So it's not hard to learn how to explore in Elite Dangerous. It is time consuming, sure, but it's not challenging in that sense. And in my opinion, it's a good thing, because it means that you can do what you actually want to do pretty quickly. You can begin to explore, which is what I like to do. I am maybe the sun is setting, I'm not sure, but in any case, doesn't matter, because we have a headlight that is really blinding. But I do have some critique points on how they do it. First of all, we are on a moon with an atmosphere I'm pretty sure it does have an atmosphere. If I suddenly stop up and do this a couple of times, it's because you get an audible cue when you have found something that you can scan. As you can see, we're following the last one I scanned over here. And one of the things that I would like to see also is whether it has disappeared. Because these scannable points, they are procedurally generated, so it might have moved to somewhere else. Doesn't matter, because we just need to find one final one. And if when I'm finished speaking all of this and still haven't found the scannable point, I will pause the video and meet up with you when I've actually found it. But I wanted to get at here, so let me tell you, like I said, the good thing is, well, even though I am an astrophysicist, I've obviously not explored exoplanets or foreign worlds or anything like that. So I can't say for sure how it would actually be done. But from what I know from astronomy and astrophysics, for the most part, this is probably how we're going to do it. I am confident that most of the worlds that we're going to find out in the real galaxy is going to be relatively barren moon-like planets where we might find small bacterial cultures or something like that. The big lush planets with 1,000 different kinds of animals and 1,000 different kinds of fauna and flora like we have in No Man's Sky is, as far as I'm concerned, probably not realistic. So the way we are exploring these kind of planets here, walking around for a very long time, scanning, looking, scanning some more, looking some more, and then finally stomping over this bacterial culture that we can bring home and test and all of that. As far as I'm concerned, that is pretty realistic. But there are two buts, as far as I know, in Elite Dangerous that is, as far as I'm concerned, a big issue regarding all of this. We have water worlds and we have Earth-like planets, and as far as I know, neither of those can be visited. Now, as far as I know, considering all the planets that we know considering all the stars that we know that have planets around them, compared to all the stars that we know are out there in the Milky Way, I would probably argue that Elite Dangerous probably have exaggerated the amount of yeah, here it was. So it's still here. Okay. So let's just continue looking. So we need to get at least 500 meters away from that sample there in order to be able to sample something new. Otherwise, we're too close and it will give the same remark that the genetic variety is too small. It's too close to each other. But like I said, when you walk around and you use this tool here, you also get sort of an audible cue taste, boom, when it's found something that we can use. So yeah, I think that's the big elephant in the room. First of all, I think that Frontier may have exaggerated the number of planets, the number of stars that actually have planets. I'm pretty confident that it would be half that number in reality. But the other thing is, as far as I'm concerned, we really should be able to visit these water worlds and Earth-like planets. And they don't need to be big, lush planets with a lot of plants and all of that. For the most part, landing on such a planet, I would probably expect to see, depending on how old it is, some trees perhaps, maybe some grass, something like that. Maybe even small animals, small simple animals. That might be an option. But the big sort of lush planets that we see in No Man's Sky, no, we probably wouldn't see that. And particularly water worlds would be really interesting with respect to finding life, because as we know, at least for humans and all the life that we have here on Earth, water is for us an essential part of life. But yeah, this is the plan that I have for my channel in the future. I hope that you will join me on this expedition here. For No Man's Sky, I am pretty sure that I'll be streaming pretty much anything that I'm going to do. I will be doing something off camera because I am simply too much of a gamer to not be playing. It's just that simple. But other than that, I'm not really sure whether I will be putting out videos with Elite Dangerous, or it's going to be well, once again, it's going to be streaming, maybe a little bit of both, because as I've shown here, as you can see, this kind of exploration here, there's just a lot of walking around, and I am really sure that for the majority of you it won't be very interesting to look at, just seeing me walk around and walk around and walk around, and then occasionally find something interesting to be exploring. Now, obviously, you don't always need to walk around this much. I did find a planet where all of this scannable stuff was sort of in a reasonable visible area. But the other thing is that we do have plant life here in Elite Dangerous, and obviously since plants and grass and all of that are sticking up from the ground, they are a lot easier to observe. So yeah, that's that. But I'll try to figure out with myself whether streaming or whatever is going to be the best idea, and we're going to be taking it from there. But I will pause the video and then I will get back to you when I have at one point found that little pesky bacterial culture, so you can see exactly how we sample them. There is one thing to be said about Elite Dangerous that I don't like regarding the scanning, and that is you can only scan the same kind of culture. So, for example, if there are more than one bacterial culture here, I would need to finish the 3 samples from one bacterial culture before I went on to the next. That's the only gripe I really have. Other than that, I think it's fine. It's pretty cool. Alright, there is one thing that I would like to see before we before I let you go. Let's see, navigation, I think it is. System map. Pretty sure I should be able to see here in what the rotational period of this. Let's see, orbital period, rotational period, 1.2 days. So that means that it will take, it's almost the same as Earth, right? 1.2, so it's a little longer than Earth. And as far as I know, this is actually real time. So it will take half a day for the sun to get up again. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to see. I will meet you when I found that pesky little bacterial critter. Alright, so I just wanted to show you something pretty okay cool. So as you can see here, I've now taken off and we are now out here in space. And I just wanted to figure out whether I could see where exactly the sun is, because I would like to get back into daylight. And while it looks like we're in daylight right now, I can't be exactly sure. Let's try to fly down and see whether we are actually in daylight or not. As you can see, it's blue. This means that there is a very high probability that Elite Dangerous will be creating some of these bacteria that we need to scan at this point here. They're basically kind of illustrations of biomes. Now this here is a gigantic crater. All right, let's see if we can find something interesting here. Now at least we're in daylight. Again, I'll be pausing the video and unless we can find something right away. Let's see. Oh, it was right there. That was fortunate. Alright, so as you can see, it says we're ready to sample. So let's sample it. And now it should give me 3 out of 3. Yes. And that is basically how you do these samplings. Now these bacteria here, they are really cool, but they are so freaking hard to find usually. To round this off, my channel forward, I will be trying to do mostly space related games where I try to bring my knowledge of space, that is about stars, that is about the galaxy, that is about exoplanets. I try to bring that in to the game and explain some things that you might otherwise not know exactly why they were there. I'll also take in Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, particularly No Man's Sky, because it's a really fleshed out, really good surface scanning. Maybe a little bit exaggerated in the amount of flora and fauna and all of that you find on the surface of the planets. But it's cool. There's a lot of stuff to do, and you don't need to spend a heck of a lot of time doing it, contrary to Elite. And then finally we have Star Citizen. Right now Star Citizen 3.24 has gone live, so we're going to test that out, see how that is doing. But here we have completely new gameplay loop with cargo hauling, which is one of the things that I've been waiting for us to get access to for a very long time. So that is going to be cool to show that off. Then we have Ship Showdown and all of that stuff. And obviously, like I said, I'm not scrapping any of the other games. I will be doing at least one of the small farms in Farm Simulator 22, I think it is. Yeah. I will be playing Microsoft Flight Sim. I will be playing X-Plane. I'll be doing all of these things. But like I said, I try to give my channel meaning, give it direction, give it a purpose by bringing in my speciality, my knowledge into games like these. And I really hope that you'll be joining me. If you will, don't forget to push that little subscribe button down in the bottom and click the bell for all notifications. And most important of all, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. That's okay. But yeah, that is about it. See you in the verse somewhere. Bye.